Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips challenge brought to you by Adobe Photoshop Elements Tutorials Group. Actually, it's actually brought to you by the poster who put this up on the web board. So basically, the challenge is to take the heart. It's missing a piece. The piece is down here. How can we grab this piece and bring it back up to the heart so that it is completely filled in like that? Now, it says here, Alt moves it, place over if size if needed, and then the tip is to need to cover a location. I'm not sure exactly what those tips mean, but I'm going to show you how we do it. There's a couple different ways to do it, but basically let's go ahead and grab this red piece with the magic tool. Now if we use something like 100%, and this is really important, the higher the tolerance, the more you're going to grab. So if I grab this, and if I right click, and you can see the little jaggedy ants, and if I go copy, now it's copied its own layer here. If I turn off the back layer, you can see it's right there. I'll turn the back layer back on, and I'll grab the grabbing tool. And if I move it over here, what you're going to see, if I try to place it here, and I'm going to use the up and down arrow keys to place it here, I'm going to zoom in. You see this little white line? The little white line is because the tolerance of the magic tool was set way too high. So let's go ahead and undo that. I deleted that. Let's do this again. Grab the magic tool, and instead of 100, let's do 25% tolerance. So at 25%, it grabs a lot less of the edge than we want to. So we click it there again, right click, hit copy, and with the grabbing tool, we're going to grab that same thing. Now look at that. See the red where it matches in itself? You don't see any white line. So I'm going to bring it up here and then use the up and down arrow keys to get it as close as possible. And I think we got it right about there. And that's all there is to it. And of course, there's a second way to do this, is simply to paint this in using the paint bucket. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in. We're going to choose the color with the eyedropper tool. See, right now it's set to this kind of weird pinkish thing. But as soon as I bring the eyedropper tool and left click here, it turns the red into the same color. I'm going to now grab the paint bucket and fill this in. I have to choose the layer I'm going to fill in. And right now the tolerance is set to 10%. So what happens if we click in? Well, look what happens. You see these little lines that we see? That's because the tolerance was way too low. I'm going to undo that and change this from tolerance from 10, I don't know, like 150%. As soon as I click it, boom, it's gone. And there it is. You got a heart that looks just like the other one. How to fill in the black portion here on this heart? So the simplest way that I have is going to be to create a mask that's a little bit bigger and then just simply change the color of the black. Because if I try to change the color of the black, I'll take the eyedropper and I will pick the red. I'll take the paint bucket and I'll come in here and I'll paint the actual black. And what happens is, as you can see, it takes up the whole arrow. So let's go ahead and undo that. All we want is just the portion up here to change the color. So what we want to do first is create a mask using the polygon tool. I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer to create this mask on. I'm going to come down in here really close and just start drawing, tracing what I believe the bottom of the heart would have been like, something like this. And I'm going to come back up. I'm going a little bit beyond the edge of the black. When I come back down here, I'll double click, and there we go. You see the little ants, marching ants? And now what happens if we go ahead and use the paint bucket and change the color? It's not going to go beyond this line. It'll just simply fill in up until the point that it matches and reaches the other portion that we had before. And there we go. It's that simple. Now all I have to do is just right click up here and hit merge down, and it turns it back into one solid image. And if we want, we can get rid of the rest of the arrow by choosing the eyedropper tool and choose the color of the background, grab the paint bucket, and come back here. And I have the tolerance set at 150, which is good. It won't leave us any black lines around that. Click in there, and it's all gone. I can see a little bit of line. Just click it again, and it's all gone. There we go. A heart without any kind of arrows or black pieces in it. And that's all there is for this tutorial. This is Rich calling it quits, saying over and out.